Welcome. It's Amelia Andaleon with Spiritually Fit Yoga. It was the last day of September, and I felt like just doing a reset with you. And also, I have been recently in my yoga classes coming back. And can you see this in the camera? This is the Work Your Light. Maybe I have to go back a little bit. Work Your Light Oracle card deck by Rebecca Campbell. And I've recently been pulling cards in my classes. I used to do it a lot, and then I kind of took a break. And this last yoga class, actually last week, I actually had several students pull cards. Of the 8 students that pulled cards, it was amazing how much it resonated with them. So, so it's a little bit different when I'm doing it on the camera and I don't have you here in person. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to shuffle this a little bit. So let me just tell you about the Oracle cards. Rebecca Campbell, if you don't know this one, this is a little booklet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card, and you can use the decks in different ways. You can ask a specific question, and then you kind of just like feel the energy, pick a card, and then pull the card, and then look up in the guidebook to see what it says. This is what the cards look like, but this is what I'm going to see here. And so I'm going to spread them out in front of me, just out here on the table. And I know you can't see. And then I'm just going to close my eyes and take a couple of breaths. And then what I'm going to do is ask you, as you're watching this, just to bring to mind just something that's like in your heart, just maybe that you would like to have some insight on. And again, I don't know who's watching this. I don't know who's listening to this. I don't even know when you're going to be listening to this. It could be today, September 30th. It could be a year or 5 years from now. I have no idea. But I am just going to energetically and just feel, where am I led to pull a card? All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is Star Mother. Read the description from the book first, and before I share a little bit of a story. Okay, so this is Star Mother. So what I'm going to do now is just look it up in the book, and then I have to get my reading glasses. And those of you who are watching, I don't know if you connect with me on Insight Timer, where I do meditations there. Within meditation.com, I do online meditations there. And if you ever find me in person, I have been doing these readings and some of my classes, and I do these at my yoga retreats, and whether they're weekend retreats or my longer retreats. Star Mother. On the first page in my book, it actually pulled up Star Seed, which is a card that I pull up almost all the time for me, which is affirming in terms of the work that I do. It's kind of validation of the type of spiritual work that I do. So if you have this book and if you happen to be wanting to follow along, so the Star Mother card in the book is on page 48 in this deck by Rebecca Campbell. Okay, so Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? You are more held than you could possibly imagine, loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, 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 sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body and mind and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off your shoulders. Forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. And then the inquiry for you is to ask yourself, how can you mother yourself? So that is Star Mother. Is she beautiful? Yeah. All right. So a couple of comments on this for you. Actually, before I go there, I just want you to just close your eyes and just how did that resonate with you? Even that last inquiry question. How can you mother yourself? And using the word mother as taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, especially if you have any trigger with the word mother, just go ahead and you can set that aside and substitute it, or maybe like even have some reflection on what is coming up for you, if that is something that's arising, a reflection on mother, how that makes you feel. And then mother in terms of self-love, self-care. How can you take care of yourself? How can you show yourself self-love, nurturing, compassion? So mothering in the way of looking out for yourself, being your best friend. What would it feel like? How can you take care of yourself? And ask yourself, is that something that resonates with you today? And bring that to mind. Maybe you have some insight that's coming in. You can even focus your gaze on your third eye, connecting to your inner wisdom. And as you're listening to this, if you feel like you want more time here, you can pause the recording. And I'm going to have you place your hands on your heart if you're still here with me. Or maybe you're coming back after you've paused. So when you're ready, just breathe and feel in, feel your palms massaging into the heart. And massage into the heart, massage into yourself with love, acceptance, loving kindness, self-care, self-love. And then slowly flutter your eyes open. And what came up for you? And just notice. All right. So I'll share a little story. So the last time that I had these card pulling during a class, my husband happened to be in the class and he got this card. And he said, and he doesn't do a lot of these card readings with me or oracle cards. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've actually done a card pull with him before. So, and he said, yeah, okay, I'm game. I'll pull a card. He happened to be the only guy in this particular class, which is great. Lots of times that's how it is. And he pulled the card, and the first thing he said was, well, this isn't for me. That's the first thing he said, is like, oh, so right away, kind of like doubt. And it's just like, okay, I'm just going to play along. Let's listen and hear what everybody gets from these cards that they pulled, which, the other women pulled the cards, and kind of instantly when they saw the image or when they saw the title, there seemed to be like a resonance, like, oh, wow, I can't believe I pulled that card, even without hearing the explanation from the book. So I start reading this guide to him, and the first thing it says is, how can you mother yourself? You are more held than you could possibly imagine, loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, and fear. And so, oh gosh, don't tease him if anybody hears this, but it just brought tears to his eyes. And there's all of a sudden, there's this welling of emotion. He listened to the whole thing, and everybody is watching him. He's having a very, very genuine response to this. And he's like, wow, I needed to hear that. And I was just like, and I was very moved. And, I'm in a teacher role, so I'm here holding space for everybody. So not trying to get caught up in the emotion, and I'm not going into, asking the why. I'm just giving him space to share as he wants to share. And then he begins to talk about a situation at work, and his general, and most people that know him, he is like the one that takes care of everybody. He is the first person. Now he's getting older. I'm 60, we're getting a little bit older. He's the first person that if somebody's moving, that he'll say, hey, do you need help moving? He'll go. And now I tell him, hey, your back is starting to go out now. You don't need to do that. Take care of yourself. But he's the first person who loves to help. He tends to be a people pleaser. And he has noticed, I think he's finally noticing, and I'm not saying to him, I told you so, but I've observed this for a long time. It's always best if somebody can discover on their own, their own self-reflection. He's noticing the toll that it's taking on himself to be the people pleaser or to be the helper and not receive help. He's like, no, I don't need help. Nope, I've got this, to the point that maybe he might injure himself because he doesn't want to say no, or maybe he might not even realize, that he starts holding on to some resentment because it might not feel even, or even, is that the right way to say it? Or it just doesn't feel mutual in terms of the giving, that he's offering to somebody or some organization or something. And he doesn't do it. He does it so unconditionally. He doesn't do it to receive anything back, which is so beautiful and lovely about him. He's such a lovely person. But, it's not always maybe appreciate it. It can get to the point where, oh yeah, we know he'll do it. He'll always, because he always says yes, to the point of, is that taking advantage? Is that taking for granted versus just seeing how generous the offering is and to appreciate? I don't want to go into his story anymore, but I just do want to just share about this particular card. And it's amazing that pulled up. And I'll just share personally for me, what came up for me. This is the first time I've received this card in a reading. And I'm taking this, that not only did I read it for you, but I also read it for myself. This morning, I actually did an online meditation, a Zoom meditation. And before that, I was feeling like, wow, I don't feel like I'm getting enough sleep. What can I bring to this meditation? What can I, my energy. So I did my own meditation. I got myself settled and some self-care, and I did some reflection on how have I been maybe neglecting my sleep hygiene, or watching things that are keeping me up at night that I think are entertaining, but are they actually disturbing my sleep or disturbing my psyche in a way? Or whether it's something funny, or whether it's The Summer I Turned Pretty, getting addicted to that show, making sure that I'm not watching anything about the news because that's just too disturbing for me. And so when I get this card, it felt like an affirmation that, yes, Amelia, I do also need to take care of myself and take a pause and be honest with myself. So if I'm feeling tired in the morning, I know for me that it's typically because I have not done a great job in mothering myself the day before, or the day before, or the night before. And maybe it's because I've been giving, and I actually mentioned this yesterday to a fellow yoga teacher. I was teaching a class at a studio, and he came in and he asked me how I was doing. And I had a great couple of classes. I felt really good about them. But when he asked me, we speak to each other honestly, and I responded with a big sigh. He's like, what was that about? It's like, I just realized I did a retreat this weekend. I've taught some classes, and I don't think I'm filling my cup back. And it just came out. It's like, it was like just this truth serum. And I feel like that will happen when I am around certain people who feel safe for me. And then this particular yoga teacher feels safe. So, and like I said, I didn't even know, because I was on, as a yoga teacher, I was on, and I wasn't thinking about how I was feeling. Everything was like, how can I be of service to everybody else right now? Which is, I love that. I mean, I feel like that's part of my purpose of being here on this earth. I feel like is to be of service. And I also have to remember to mother myself. So today, that's what I felt like sharing today. And this came up for me, and I thought, you know what, I feel like I want to record this as a podcast episode, because maybe this could be helpful to you, and maybe I'll listen to it back for myself too. So there you are, the end of September. I hope you've had a wonderful month, wonderful fall. We're going to be moving into fall and winter. I know that the weather, I don't know if you can see behind me, you can't really see with the reflection, but we've been getting some cloudy days, some rainy days here in California, and I'm feeling cozy. I am noticing too that sometimes students are not coming to the classes because maybe they want to stay at home and like kind of hole up a little bit. And that's great. Take care of yourself. And I would also say, if you find yourself kind of sinking into the comfort of staying home and not getting to your yoga classes and not getting to your meditations, just check in with yourself and seeing, is it serving you to stay at home and maybe reacting to the weather, because sometimes that can happen, right? There's this thing called SADS, the seasonal affective disorder syndrome, where we can let the weather kind of affect our mood. So just discern the difference. If the weather starts to get to you as we're shifting seasons, just knowing, is taking a break, is that self-care, or is it because you're feeling like the weight of the weather, like kind of bringing you down, that you're not doing the things that that might be actually nourishing your body, your mind, and your soul. Just something to be aware about. Check out the episode notes, see what's up for me. My Bali retreat, my women's Bali retreat, is completely sold out. I actually have a wait list, and I've actually filled one of the spots that were canceled off the wait list. So if you want to get on the wait list, that'd be great. I think almost everybody in the retreat has already booked their airplane tickets. So for me, sometimes that's a really good sign that I doubt that there's going to be a cancellation, but you never know. You never, ever know. So if you want, go to my website at spirituallyfityoga.com, go to the retreats page, and there are opportunities. And you can also go to the contact page, and you can ask to be added to the wait list. The other wait list that I've added on there, I know it seems like a long ways away, but February 2027 is my Costa Rica retreat, and that's going to be a co-ed retreat. So men and women can sign up for that retreat. February 2 to 7, I already am starting a wait list for that retreat. So what does that mean? I'm not taking bookings yet, but the people that are on my wait list, the people that subscribe to my newsletter, they're the ones that receive the announcements first about my about my retreat. You'll hear it in the newsletter. You'll get an email. And then after a couple of weeks, the people that subscribe first and the waitlist people first get to book their spots. And then I open it up. And then I also offer some discounts for them for those early bird discounts, those of you that are on the waitlist. So if that's of interest to you, Costa Rica is going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing retreat. I can tell you more about that later. And you'll see that on my website if you're interested in that. What else do I have coming up? I have a yoga hike in California in Marin County, so north of San Francisco. I think I have one spot left, and it's a women's yoga hike, and that's on a Sunday, October 12th. It's going to be a full day thing. It's going to be a hike. It's going to be yoga on the beach. It's going to be really fun. So one spot left for that. And I think that's it. I've got some other things coming up. Check me out at Lifetime in Walnut Creek. I think November 1st is when I'm going to have my next evening of healing. I am looking for, do I have time in my schedule to add another women's backyard retreat, like right back there here in Danville? I don't know yet. I don't know because I'm leaving for Spain for my Spain yoga retreat in a couple of weeks. That's already coming up. And let's see, is there anything else? I think that's it. And if I've missed something, go ahead and go to my website, spirituallyfityoga.com. I think I know yoga teacher training. I'm running a yoga teacher training. It's actually today. I have my weekly live session coming up. If you're interested in that, let me know because it just started. I do let people join a little bit later. I'm probably going to announce some dates for 26, maybe the next month or so. If you're interested in that, go to my website, go to the yoga teacher training page, and then click on the submit your application or apply here. It's free to apply. And just answer the questions and let me know. You'll see. You'll see. I don't need to tell you what the application says, but it's free and it just gives me and you an idea if this might be a good fit between you and me for a yoga teacher training. All right, my friends. Thank you. I'd love to hear how this card pull worked for you or not. I'm really, really curious. I'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments. If you found value in this, leave a review, leave a rating. Of course, 5 stars always helps my podcast. And I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Take good care. Take good care of yourself. Namaste.